Newport, Maine really coming through for us today. We just got some cloud coverage, so you love to see it, which will be really nice because strap in, y'all. It's going to be a long stream. It is a double tribal council, and they will be going back to back. So we will have one tribe come in, vote a member out, and then immediately another tribe will file on in. Which means 2 times the tea time, 2 times the sadness at 2 players leaving. But what can you do? This is Survivor. So without further ado, in come our very first tribe for Tribal Council, the Dunn tribe. You just saw them last tribal. So in comes Kelly, Jess, Geraldine, Champagne, and Lindsay.
All right. Welcome back, Dunn. Sorry to see you so soon.
Nice.
Uh, Kelly, we'll start with you this time. So we talked a lot about the 3-3 split in the group the last vote and how, potentially you were looking to unify as a group, but one side was ultimately going to need to make a concession. Ended up being a Caribou who went home last time, leaving the two of you in the minority. Are you regretting your decision, or are things more fluid than it might seem here?
I don't know how to be so explicit as to say like regret, but I think that it definitely there is a 3-2 split on this tribe now, and that is coming into play. Yes, for sure.
Okay, so in the strategy sessions, Geraldine, did it come down to the fact of you and Kelly both pitching for why you should be the one to stay, or were there alternate plans being discussed?
I mean, there's always alternate options. Sorry, my brain's not working by now. There's always options, right? So you never have your back fully against the wall. Kelly and I obviously both came from Caribou, but we did just say on the last vote we were voting with Unity. So that leaves it up. Obviously, it's still not a great outlook for either of us, but you're not dead till your torch is snuffed.
Sure. Champagne, you pointed to yourself when
I'm always an option.
Geraldine said there were other options.
Every
Have you
time.
heard your name out here?
Of
Obviously, you
course.
received the other vote at the last one.
It is what it is.
Do you know who is saying your name at this tribal?
Well, damn. There's only 4 other people here. I think everyone's, not saying everyone, but you know what I mean? Like, we're all weighing out the options, so.
Sure. Jess, I mean, what goes into your, thought process for weighing through these different options? Like, what are the pros and cons of keeping some of these different people?
Yeah, I mean, the pros of keeping, the Goddard tribe together in this moment is that we really don't have the numbers right now. We don't have a great sense of what the relationships look like on the other tribe. And if we move into a merge and, we were to get rid of one of our own on this tribe and, say in the next tribal, there's only one Goddard on that tribe, say they get rid of Sean, we're moving into the next chapter of this game with 5 people. And that is a frightening number to me. On the other hand, Geraldine and Kelly both have connections on the other tribe, but they also have misgivings about certain players on the other tribe. And those misgivings are in alignment with how Original Goddard is feeling. And so it's a question of, do you want to give yourself numbers from the first part of the game? Or do you want to move into the second part of the game with a new sort of structure to try to take on the larger threats that we haven't been able to touch for this entire, 36 hours we've been here?
Yeah, that's well said. It's a difficult question. Lindsay, I mean, Jess just brought up the double tribal factor here. You're not going to be, you're not aware of what the next group is doing when you make your vote. How much of what they could potentially be doing, like you mentioned, Sean might be the odd person out in that, is weighing on your decision right now?
I wouldn't say it's at the forefront of my mind, and honestly, I have confidence in him and anyone entering a situation like that, that so much could happen in strategy time. So right now I'm really just focusing on who's here and building connections with us here.
Okay. And back to you, Geraldine. I mean, after this vote is happening, we talked a lot about building that unity between this group here. Do you feel like the way that strategy session went down, that you'll still be on the same page moving forward with whatever 4 comes out of this, or is it a little bit more fractured now?
That's a really great question. I could see it going either way depending on the result, which I know is not a very specific answer. But I mean, if we're looking at numbers, depending on which way this vote goes, is going to affect the overall numbers that you have at your disposal moving forward. And you have to look at who you really think is going to stay loyal to you, who you think is going to potentially link up with other people when we inevitably swap again or merge or whatever the next step may be. And I just think that as any tribal is, it's a lot of what ifs until the votes are read. So it's a lot of analytics and like kind of trying to figure out what your best play is and a lot of risk management.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Kelly, the other factor is you got to start winning challenges too. I mean, this tribe is going to get down to 4 people. There's not much room to hide in a group of 4. At a certain point, challenge strength, it has to be a really heavy factor. And is that something that you're considering with this vote?
I don't think that anybody here is like so clearly a weak link in challenges that that's something I would base my vote off of. But I am incredibly concerned with winning them. Yes, that is true. Yes, but I don't think that's been on my mind at all when considering this vote.
Okay. Sounds like there might be 2 paths that this way will go. Curious to see which way it ends up. Unless anyone else has anything to get off their chest, we'll get to the vote. All right. Lindsay, we'll start with you.
All right. And just like that, we are heading on out for the first of 2 tea times in this live stream. Right now, we are going to head away and talk about everything they have said and I have heard about this Dunn tribe. And we will see who gets voted out. And then immediately will come in the Goddard tribe right after that. So we'll keep it rocking. So, y'all, I'm super excited to tell. Both of these tribe and tribals are going to be insane. Like, they are doing the most. This is like the craziest tea time prep that I've had. And then I had it again for this second tribe. So you're not going to want to go anywhere. This shit is crazy. So, all right, let's see. Let me open up my notebook here so that I can fill y'all in. All right, round 8A. Let's go Dunn tribe. So actually, let me put on my sunglasses because the cloud has gone. Okay, strap in, y'all. Let's start with Lindsay. So Lindsay in this grouping of the Dunn tribe feels the closest with Jess. She also feels reconnected to Champagne. And when she was, so she wants to work with the 2 of them potentially. And she is undecided now whether she should go for Kelly or Geraldine, because she is actually in the game really, really tight with both Leo and Cod from Original Goddard, and Leo is Kelly's district partner, and Geraldine is Cod's district partner. So Lindsay doesn't want to damage either of those relationships. So she was thinking through, okay, like, which path do I go to? Like, go down, like, who do I target? Because that's going to be important for the remainder of the game. And when she was chatting, when she was doing strategy sessions with Kelly, Kelly flat out told her she's not writing Geraldine's name down if that's the way they go. So, yeah, let's see. Next up is Champagne, who wants it to be, who wants to who wants to target Geraldine because of challenge performance. She feels that Geraldine maybe was a factor in them losing this last challenge and being here at Tribal again. She is close to Lindsay. They did build up that trust, but she is worried that Lindsay is potentially a future threat because she's so strategic, and she is closest to Jess here. Speaking of Jess, uh, it's interesting that Champagne feels closest to Jess because Jess thinks that at this tribal, Geraldine will go, and at next tribal, Champagne will go, and is fine with that and is not stressed at all. So, yeah, that's classic Jess. She's never really super stressed. And then in the game at large, she feels really good with Leo, Reday, and Aldrian, and she would potentially like to target Nick, but that is, of course, a future endeavor. Let's see. Okay, so Geraldine is thinking not so much, I mean, she's thinking about this tribal, but she's also thinking about the other tribal. And she was speculating that the new Goddard tribe will vote out Sean because he is the one odd man out in the group of 5 original Caribou and 1 original Goddard. So she's a little worried about that and taking it into consideration. Let's see. So Geraldine was being told by Lindsay and I think Champagne and Jess, or Lindsay and Jess, that the target was either Kelly or Champagne for this round. Apparently, Kelly is being told that the target is Geraldine or Champagne for this round. So Geraldine actually hopes to pull Champagne and Kelly to target Lindsay because she feels like Lindsay and Champagne have similar challenge strengths. So if they eliminated Lindsay, Champagne could still do her thing and that they wouldn't necessarily like lose something that they don't already have. Although she does feel that Jess is a more strategic threat and kind of wishes she could target her, but at this point doesn't want to. Um, let's see. And last but not least, Kelly feels very close to Jerry and does feel close with Jess and Lindsay as well, but like loves Jerry. Jerry's one of her favorites. And unfortunately is now realizing that wanting to target Finelli last round might come back to bite her. And so now she's having to do a little survivor math and she's trying to decide, okay, 2 is usually better than 1. So do I want to vote with Geraldine, with 1 person I really, really like, or do I want to vote with 2 people, aka Jess and Lindsay, and maybe vote Geraldine? So maybe potentially walking back that I'm absolutely not going to vote. So I truly do not know who is going here. I have absolutely no idea if it will be Geraldine, Kelly, or Lindsay. So we will see. I think either way, some lines are about to be drawn in this very teeny tiny tribe. So get excited. Let's head on back over there and we will find out what's up. Okay, power walk the boat. I see the camp is back with the boats. So as soon as we get back in, we get to find out. All right, and we are back at tribal council.
Okay. Anybody has an idol or an advantage and would like to play one, now would be the time to do so. All right, I'll get to the vote. First vote, Champagne. Second vote, Geraldine. Third vote, Champagne. Fourth vote, Geraldine. We're tied 2-2. Fifth vote, and the next person voted out of Can You Survive District 13? Geraldine. That's 3. That's enough.
All girls. No reference.
Good job, Geraldine.
Woo! Geraldine, the tributes have spoken. Thank you. All right. You guys picked your path. Hopefully it was the right path for this group. We're going to have you funnel out as quickly as possible because we're going right into that next tribal.
Yeah,
All right, well, they head out. Just want to do a little audio check. I saw that one person had a, sorry. I saw that one person said that there was a little audio issue. Is anyone else having that problem? Please just give me feedback and let me know. Anyone? Is there anybody out there? I'm worried there is an audio issue because you can't hear me. Cam, oh, where'd you go? Everyone, when you walk away from tribal, yes, it was breaking up. I just want to make sure we can hear the audio better. Okay, cool. Oh, Wi-Fi is perhaps. It might be. Let me check that setting while we're waiting for our next drive to come in. Thank you all so much. Really nice. However, if that happens again, let me come back to travel. Okay. All right, you lost me just while I was checking the Wi-Fi connection setting. We should be good. We should be back. And I will let you know if we lose audio again when I come back into tribal council. I'll do what I just did at that tribal. That's better now. Oh, okay. Let's see.
All right, come on in, Goddard.
All right, I have restarted the mic, so hopefully that is something. We'll see how it goes. All right, you can't hear anything. Nothing at all. All right.
Goddard.
Cam,
Pause while we work on a quick technical glitch. Find a comfy spot on the ground. Those chairs are pretty wobbly. For
all
those
right, better but still choppy. All right, let's hope it holds. As I was saying, if you guys can't hear anything after tribal, I'll just show you the votes like I did for the last tribal, so you can at least read them.
We're good.
We're good. And here we are. Wow, in front of our eyes, Goddard has arrived. So here we have Sean, Gideon, Raul, Kieran, Nick, and Patch.
All right. Welcome, Goddard. We have a few first timers here. So we'll start with you, Corinne.
Thank you.
How much of a potential advantage or disadvantage is it having not gone to tribal council this late into a game?
I think it's kind of a double-edged sword. Like, obviously, it's nice to be winning and having all this downtime and kind of hanging out a lot. But like, I think we probably have not built the kind of relationships that Sean's former tribe has built. So I think tribal council kind of like gets you going, and we just haven't had that opportunity quite yet. I mean, they have, I guess, but me and Patch haven't. So yeah, I think it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah, Patch, I mean, trust can be forged by fire, right? You haven't necessarily come here, but what are the other ways that you've been building trust with the groups throughout the last 2 days?
I think just being really open and honest with the relationships that I'm building. And I think also one thing I've learned quickly is it's not so much about like, yes, you have to trust people. You also have to really trust yourself. That I'm discovering a lot more that I'm making the correct choices for myself. And that's been an interesting kind of hurdle to get over and learn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's a really poignant point, Nick. I mean, we're getting to the point of the game where we're down to, after this, I believe we'll be down to 15 people left in the game. You have to start thinking individually and not necessarily as a group. Have you started to notice your mindset shift from a tribal focus to an individual focus? Kind of. How you're thinking about the game, right? The game is in different stages, and we're still very much early in so I guess, when we start thinking about the individual phase, we also want to be thinking about who we want to be sitting there with. So the individual phase is still very much part of the drive phase. It's definitely occurring more than just a section. Yeah, I think that's another good point. I mean, no one wins this game alone, right? You have people around you, and so are you working to build the right type of relationships within this group to carry you into that next phase? Do you feel like there's focus heading in that direction for you?
Personally, I mean, if you're looking at just the people around me, it's a brand new environment. It's like you're getting hired in a new saloon. And so you're the bartender, and all of a sudden you have a whole new cast coming in, and you have to figure out what type of drinks to have for all of them. You want to make sure you give them the right drink. So that's kind of where I'm at.
You feel like in a strategy session that you just had, you mixed up the right drink for everyone here. You feel like there was one or two people where it wasn't quite clicking.
I think some of the drinks may have just been water.
Interesting. I think that's very well said. Raul, another factor with this group in particular is now that we've made the swap, this is the first time that a district pair is back together, both sitting there in blue next to each other. Is that something that came up a lot as part of your strategy discussions in the last? Is that something that you're worried puts a target on the both of your backs, or is that a benefit in terms of, you know, potentially adding a number to what you're working with?
The way districts were going to play into this game has been a thing that I've been thinking about and other people have been talking about all game. Just because with the way the game was designed, we spent so much time with our district partners. So inevitably, there's going to be like a shared experience that grounds the two of you together. And it's just difficult where you have that relationship and then you also have a tribe relationship where you've also spent and struggled with them. So you have these two grounding experiences that connect you with these two groups, and then you have to make a decision as to which one you value more or which one's going to help you more this game.
Yeah. Sean, speaking of decisions, let's go back to the swap.
Yeah.
We have the trios twist, right? So you're going to be paired with another trio based on where you finish. We have Nick and Raul and Gideon claiming that first place. You are on a trio with two other caribous, meaning that if you were to come in second place, you wind up in this position where you are the odd man out, the only former Goddard on this tribe. Was there any thought of that as you were racing to finish that fire? I know you were heavily involved in making that fire. Was there a thought of trying to mix up the numbers or anything to help benefit you?
You know, it's definitely an oversight on my part because I was so focused on the fire that I kind of like when we finished, I kind of looked up and it clicked and I was like, that sucks.
Well,
So
talk to me about then, you know, if it was an oversight, how have you tried to rebound over the last couple hours with this group? Have you tried to make inroads? Do you feel like there's a path for you, or is it really cut and dry at this point?
I certainly tried my best. I tried to reconnect with Raul. I mean, I talked, I think, with all of these guys on day one a decent amount. So I felt pretty good, but I think it's kind of cut and dry at this point.
Interesting. What type of pitch did you make to the rest of the group here?
To Nick, I was kind of like, you know, we faced off more than a couple times at the challenges, so I feel like people see us both as pretty strong challenge threats. My pitch to him was that, you know, we'll both inflate each other moving forward. So, like, we could both be each other's shields. And at the same time, like, for anyone else, just to make any type of move that goes against the grain to be seen not in any resume or anything. But it was pretty tough just being the sole man out here.
Yeah. Was there anything that Sean was trying to pitch in terms of, you know, pick him up with a loose number, give you some connection to the other group as we head into potentially the next phase of the game?
I think there's ability
Think about, you know, potential options that anyone brings you because you don't know what's going on behind your back. So there's validity in that sense. You know, not sure it's like the path that needs to happen, but there's definitely valid points to it.
Okay. Unless anyone else has anything to say, I'm excited to see what drink gets mixed up in the voting booth, and we'll get to the votes. All right, let's get to the votes. We'll start with you, Sean.
Can't hear again. Well, all right, y'all. We're heading on out, and we will troubleshoot audio so that you can hear me. Obviously, we want y'all to hear me for tea time. So, okay, super choppy. Audio is fine. Here you go. All right, next review. I'll take it at this point. Sorry, we had a little extra noise at that tribal council, and I think it might have just messed with like what our mic's doing, or maybe not. Maybe it's all doesn't like me. All right, let's. Oh, yeah, I don't know. Now, choppy. Okay. Before I start tea time, let me know if you can hear me before I go. It gets worse when you walk. It probably is. Okay. I am standing and delivering now. Is the audio better? So choppy, BB. Yeah, not surprised at that. What about now? Good now. Right. Okay. I adjusted the wind sock. So perhaps the wind that is blowing around will also stop doing that. Not perfect. Okay. Well, we'll roll with it and understandable. And thank y'all so much for all the feedback. We really appreciate it. It's been a tech extravaganza this week, but we are always working to make it good for y'all. So let's see. No moving for me at all. Okay, I will freeze. I promise. So, all right. Let me put on my sunglasses. I can see. And, okay, this is so crazy. So let's see. Okay, so let's start off with Raul. Raul has been working closely with Kitty and Nick because they're taking on OG Caribou together. And he's been working with them very closely all along, even though they've only gone to one trial. They, okay, let's see. I can't understand. Hmm, can't hear. Nothing. Can't hear a thing. What about now? It's now better. Testing, testing. Should have just let it ride. Okay. Anything now? Anything at all? No. Okay. All right. Let's see about. Okay. What about now? Can you all hear me now? Anything? Anyone out there? I totally removed the mic. So can you hear me now? I would really hope so. No, I don't think it's okay. No, you can't hear me. All right. Well, that is irritating. Not that you can tell. Okay. Hello, testing. 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me now? What about now? No. Okay. Just in a bad spot right now. All right, let's go check a different one. La, 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 la. Thank y'all for working with me. Sorry that this double tribal is running to a halt. Let's see. What about now? A little better. All right. I feel like I'm playing like hot and cold, like better, better, not better. Yes. Okay. If I stand here, is this good for everyone? Relatively speaking. Okay. All right. Let's just get into it and I will move. So, okay. Raul is supposed to get in Nick. He does think that it is Sean because, of course, as they said, it is the 5 caribou and 1 original daughter tribe. And Raul is sad about that because Sean was his district partner day one, but he won't bend over backwards to save him. So, let's see. All right. No. Okay, I'm just gonna end the stream and come back.